Hi, I'm Mark Lapierre with MLP-lighting.com. I'm a console trainer and programmer on set and in live events. Today, I'm going to show you how quickly you can get working with the new Sidus Pro software, which is out as of today. Now, anyone who knows me knows I'm an EOS programmer, so why am I talking about Sidus Pro? I've been a trainer for a long time, and I'm always working to make programming accessible to the widest variety of people. Sidus Pro helps with this goal because it breaks down two barriers. Number one, Sidus is the simplest on-set lighting controller. This cuts down the time between learning and getting to work on set. Number two, getting started as a programmer has always come with a hefty price tag, which limits who can step into the job. To get started, it's not uncommon to spend between $4,000 and $20,000. Sidus Pro is a subscription model, with one universe costing $9.99 a month, or $99 a year. 4 universes cost $19.99 a month, or $199 a year. That's about the cost of a streaming subscription. Before we jump into it, you should know this is a sponsored video. That said, any opinions are my own. Let's make the lighting setup I'm shooting in right now. I have a Storm 80C, which is already set up since I needed a key light. I have 4 MC Pros, and I have 4 MT Pros. My wireless controller is, of course, a Sidus 4. Now, I've already signed on to the Wi-Fi network of Sidus using the default password. It's written right on the unit. I've already created a folder and a new empty project file in Sidus Pro. If you also have a Sidus 4 or a Sidus 1, you can save yourself some time later by setting it up now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up. You see where the Wi-Fi icon is? We're going to touch that. And under the Network Transceivers tab, the Sidus 4 shows up. First, we're going to go with the default universes of 1 through 4. So we don't actually need to change that, but you should be aware of it. The important thing that we need to do is select a linking key. Now, a linking key is like a password, okay? And it allows the universe from this wireless output to communicate with the light that's supposed to be attached to it, okay? So both of them have to have the same matching number. It's an 8-digit unique code. You can't use them across multiple universes in this unit. So what I'm doing is, so when I click on the first universe, the linking key, I've decided that there's going to be 7 ones, and then the last digit is going to be the number of the universe. So in this case, the first one is 1, second one is 2, right? So 1, 1, 1, 1, home miss of ones, 1, home miss of ones, 2, okay? When you're done with that, go ahead and press X at the bottom. Now we want to configure these lights in Sidus to work together. This process is called patch, and it's basically an agreement where the light and Sidus need to match all settings for them to communicate. We're going to do this in 2 different ways. The first way is the brand new auto configure and patch function, and it is pretty awesome. Though this will eventually work with all aputure lights, the firmware updates are still rolling out, so right now the MC Pros are ready to go. So let's start with them. So the first thing that we need to do is make sure on the units that they are unpaired for Sidus Bluetooth. On the MC Pros, we're going to press and hold the red button, and a dialog is going to come up, Sidus Bluetooth reset, and you just confirm yes. We're going to go down the line and do the same thing with the others. On any other fixture, you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to use the back button in order to get into this shortcut. And here's the last one. Great. So now we're moving back to Sidus Pro. We want to add things, and so we're looking for the green circle with the plus in the upper right-hand corner. We're going to touch that. There's 3 options. We want the first one. It's add new fixtures. There's again 3 options here in the pop-up for the select fixtures configuration method, and we're going to choose the first one, auto patch and auto configure aputure fixtures. So go ahead and touch that. What happens right now is Sidus scans for anything that is a Sidus product that is unlinked, okay? It already has seen all 4 of the MC Pros, so I'm going to touch each one of them to select them, and then I'm going to press Next. Here, it takes a little bit of time for Sidus to reach out and make a connection with each one of these fixtures. Once it's complete, there's a green OK that comes up below the pop-up, so go ahead and touch that. And that automatically pushes us into the next window. At this point, we have still the 4 lights selected. At this point, if we wanted to, and needed to, we could upgrade their firmware. I happen to know that these fixtures are already updated, so I'm going to hit the green Next in the upper right-hand corner. Here we're in the Select Parameter settings, and this is where we make decisions of how we want to control the lights. I'm good with all of the defaults in this, so I'm going to press the green Next button. All right, so here's where we assign the universes. I'm doing a very simple setup, so I'm just going to hit Auto Assign, which is at the center top of the screen. You'll notice that all of the lights are turning red. That's because they've been assigned to universe A, which is color-coded red. So we know that they are about to be set up on the correct universe. I'm now going to click Next on the green circle in the upper right-hand corner. Great. So this is the Process DMX fixtures. This is basically where Sidus shows us what it is about to do. So I'm happy with how this looks. I'm going to go ahead and press Process in the upper right-hand corner. And as it works, we're going to see these one at a time turn green, green for go. We're good to go. But our patch isn't done yet. We need to do some more work. So we're going to go back into patch by clicking the green circle with the plus in the upper right-hand corner. And again, we're going to choose that first of the 3 options, Add New Fixtures. So in the pop-up where there's been 3 options, now we're going to choose the second because we are going to add DMX controlled fixtures. Here we are in the manual setup area, and we are going to start this process by touching the plus in the center of the gray square. Now there's a little pop-up that comes up of Add New Fixtures. We're going to use the first method, which is Select a Profile, because I know what I want. So again, a pop-up box appears where we can select a profile. So we start by choosing the manufacturer, in this case Aputure. We choose the product line, in this case Mini. And then we get to choose the model, which is MT Pro. Now I know that I want mode 9 because it gives me CCT and RGB control, but it also gives me 4 pixels, and it'll be fun to play with those. So once I touch that, the next that is in the upper right-hand corner turns green, so I can hit Next. In this pop-up area, we can choose how many fixtures we're adding. So we're gonna press plus 3 times because we're adding 4. We can adjust the DMX address. So we're gonna go ahead and press Confirm. And now we basically have a summary of we're adding 4 fixtures. They are going to take 28 addresses each, and they're starting at address 40. I'm happy with this, so I'm going to click Save. Even though we're patched, our work isn't done yet because we have to tell each light what mode it's going to be in, or what profile, and what address it's going to be set to, and then we need to link it to our transmitter through CRMX. So the way that we do that is we press Menu, we scroll down to DMX settings, so we select that. We're going to go to DMX address. I know that the first unit starts at address 40, so we're going to scroll until the number says 40, and once it does, we're going to press back. Now we're going to go down to DMX profiles, and we're going to scroll down to profile 9, because that's the one with CCT and RGB and 4 pixels. Well, once we see that highlighted, we're going to select it, and then we can press back to back up. And then back up again so that we can get out of the DMX settings so that we can scroll down and select CRMX settings. So CRMX should be on. If it isn't, change it now. And then go down to unlink because the fixture is probably still linked to whatever transmitter it worked on last or worked with last. So go ahead and select unlink. All right, last step, we're gonna pair the Sidus 4 and the light together. And the way that we do this is we go back into Sidus Link Pro. Remember the Wi-Fi area? We're gonna touch that icon. And from here, each of our universes are listed out. I remember that it's universe 1, which is antenna A. So I just hit link here in the interface, and I can see on the back linking, and it's complete. So now at this point, you'll want to go through any other lights that you have, make sure that they match profile and address. It's a good idea to go to the Management tab to see all of the individual address numbers and to remind you of what modes you chose, because this is one of those things that needs to be exactly right. And then you can also link, use the link button to link with each one of the fixtures. You're never done unless you've verified your work. All right, so I'm going to select the first MC Pro. I'm going to bring the intensity up and down, nice and slow, and then back up. Great. I'm going to run the CCT all the way down and then all the way back up. And we'll go back close to center, back where we started about. Now I'm going to run toward the tint towards green. That looks good. Now I'm going to run the tint towards magenta, and that looks good. Great. So now the way that you control color is these tabs up at the top center. Right now I'm in CCT mode. Next I'm going to go to HSIC plus so that I can choose color. So I'm going to run the saturation all the way up, and then there is a hue slider here that I'm going to use to just nice and slowly run all the way around the circle. Yep, everything looks good. So I'm going to press the red clear over on the right middle of the interface. At this point, you will go through each and every fixture with the same test. Now, the basic order of operations in Sidus Link Pro starts with selecting a light or lights from over in the area on the mid-left. Selection calls the light into this working area, which is called the stage. Give your light an intensity and a CCT. Then hit record, the green button over on the middle right. Maybe name your cue, maybe select a color for the cue or a time. Press OK. Press go on the cue stack to make sure you are in the cue, and then press clear to clear the stage. Now I'm going to bring up the MC Pros that I've put behind me. I want to select 3 of them, so I'm going to go over to the fixtures area and call the first 3 into the programmer. I want to be able to select them all at the same time, so I'm going to go over and above the clear button where it says multi-select fixtures. And we're going to toggle that so that it's lit up green. Now, when I touch each slider, I can control all 3 of them at once. So I'm going to bring them up in intensity to maybe 20. Yeah, that's about right. I'm going to deselect the center fixture because I want to do the outsides first. I want a color here, so I'm going to go to the HSIC plus tab at the upper center. I'm going to run the saturation all the way up because I know I want a pretty strong color. I'm going to run towards some sort of nice warm orange. I think that looks pretty good. Great. So now I'm going to select the center fixture, but deselect the outside fixtures. And then I'm going to go back to that HSIC plus tab. This time I'm looking for something cool. So let's bring that maybe something like that. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. So I want to add these lights to the cue that I have running right now, because this is part of my established look. So one of the ways that you can do that is to press the record button. A dialog box pops up where it's offering to create a new cue, but we don't want that. So you'll notice that there's a pull-down menu under Method. Go ahead and touch that. And we're going to choose the last option, which is Merge Cue. And it's indicating that it's about to merge this data into Q1. That looks good to me, so we're going to press OK. Now here's a difference. Since the queue is already running, we are safe to press clear. All right, last thing I want to do, let's play with some pixels. A current limitation that you should know about is you can only control pixels one light at a time. So let's set our first MT Pro. I'm going to call that into the programmer, and we're going to bring it up to, I don't know, again, let's say 25. Great. I know I want these to be colors. So now it's time to choose the pixels. So you see the little rectangle in the lower right-hand corner of this particular unit in the stage area. We're going to touch that. So right next to the button in this pop-up that says all, there's another one, and that allows us to choose more than one pixel at the same time. So I'm going to grab the first and the second pixel, and then I'm going to go up to the HSI, and I'm going to make those the warm. Yep, that looks good. So now I want to deselect those two, so I'm going to touch them both. And now I'm going to touch pixels 3 and 4. And I'm going to go back to that HSI tab. And this time I'm going to do the cool. And apply the saturation to full. Great. I like how that looks. I want to be able to match these exact values all the way across the other fixtures. The easiest way for me to do that is to do it with a preset. So I'm going to close the pop-up of the pixels, and then in the upper right-hand corner, 2 down from the green plus is the preset button. I'm going to touch that, and then I'm going to press Save to Presets. While we're here, press Apply Brightness, since we want the fixtures to match intensity too. All right, now that our preset is made, it's time to apply it to the other 3 lights. I'm going to call the other 3 MT Pros in the fixture area over here onto the stage. And then one at a time, I'm going to select one, apply the preset, select the next one, apply the preset, and select the last one and apply the preset. Great. That looks good. So now we're going to update the same queue, but we're going to do it in a different way, which is completely unique to Sidus Pro. We're going to use drag and drop. It's pretty cool. So we want to make sure that multi-select fixtures is toggled on over here. Then we are going to press and hold. And then we are going to drag and drop it onto our queue. And that's it. Stage is clear, the queue is running, and we are good to go. And we are ending where we began, in this lighting look. Hopefully this video has been useful. It's worth noting that all of the auto configure and patch actions can be done without a license and without a Sidus 4 or Sidus 1. Great time saver for anyone, whether you program on Sidus Pro or not. Last thing, I'm working on a tutorial series that walks you through the basics of Sidus Pro. The reason I'm doing this, instead of just pointing you to the great video tutorials Aputure already does, is because my series will explain the software while adding the basics of what it is to be a programmer on set at the same time. So we'll go through patch, basics of networking and wireless, principles of DMX, both wired and wireless, navigation and control, CCT, color mixing, recording and organizing playbacks, editing cues, and more in a modest-paced series with a free visualizer file that allows you to see everything you are learning as you do it. This series will try to assume no knowledge. Hope to see you in the next video.